Hey everyone, it's Garrison here, and welcome back to the channel. And today, finally, I'll be doing my first listen / full-on album review to Drippin's first full album titled Villain: The End. I know it's been quite some time, but I gotta cover this before the new year happens. And my big guess is one of these B-sides might even end up on my top 22 B-sides of 2022, as I am currently preparing that list, as well as general releases that I can tell you for sure, without a doubt, guaranteed Drippin is up there with Golden Child for me for top 22 songs of 2022. Now, I gotta say before we dive into this, when I first checked out the one, it was mad catchy. I loved it from start to finish. Am I right? I'm the one and only one. And I really love the action scenes too, but I feel like this is just remarkable seeing that it is attached to several other B-sides. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 new tracks. We love to see it, but without further ado, let's dive into this album review now. Alright, so the first track we have here is the intro track titled I.N.O. Now, I'm truly wondering, what is this acronym about? What does it mean? Maybe I'll find out once we dive into it. But of course, I'm seeing Tak from New Type taking part on this solely, I would have to say, not just taking part, who was also working hand in hand with Corbin, of course, from New Type for their title track, The One. So let's just dive into this. Ooh, the sound of like a storm brewing. Drips of water almost. Very cinematic as a whole, right? With this kind of piano work. Ooh. Yeah. It has this like cinematic feel to it. Almost can be put up for a movie, right? Some electronic elements going on. Ooh. Very atmospheric with it, yet I love the orchestral work that was done in the first place for this. Electric guitar. Ooh, I love that sort of like electric guitar amp like feel near the end there before The One kicks off the title track. I think this is very fitting, right? It connects and leads well into their title track, and it really reminds me of the music video of what was truly going on, everything being so technical, sci-fi, but most importantly, what I got, the two things that I got, how it provides this sort of sheer epicness per se, and this cinematic feel in I.N.O. And I think this will almost also set the tone of what's gonna happen in the rest of this album, considering the titling for the other tracks as well that I'm seeing here on the side. So aside from that, I really love the orchestral work and the bit of electronic elements and the samplings that were going on in this intro track. And then other than that, let's just dive into the next track now. So this next song is titled Silence, and I'm seeing KZ and B.O. and Kim Tae-young taking part on this. I personally love to see this a lot because KZ and B.O. has worked with a ton of my favorite artists, idols, and their works. I'm talking about the likes of Spring by MCND. I'm talking about, as of recently, the likes of We Fresh by Kepler, Up by IZ*ONE, and quite heavily working with IZ*ONE at the time in the past before, and the list truly goes on. So considering that they worked upon this, I'm mostly likely gonna love this, so let's go. Oh, I love this very colorful, free start. Is that the right word? There's a nice pacing and tempo to it. Ooh, I.N.O. Ooh, this pre-chorus though. I love the snare drums. No way! What? How melodic it is, yet it reminds me so heavily of The Chaser by Infinite. Oh, the passion too. Oh, 당연. This is verse 2 though. The amount of nostalgia I'm getting is screaming. Like, it's so powerful in this. Fill up with that snare drum again. That riff of the electric guitar almost. Woo. Man, yup. The energy is so infectious too. Whoa, what is this bridge? What? Oh. I love everything that's going on in this. Very catchy, easy to listen to, yet it's something that you don't get often these days in the K-pop scene. Yeah, from the bass line or that sampling, it really reminds me, the chorus really reminds me of The Chaser, originally by Infinite. Like, it totally does, without a doubt, okay? And I've been saying it for Golden Child and Drippin in some particular songs. I'm like, ooh, I feel that sort of like Woolham signature sound that I get, or got me reminiscent of the early days of Infinite, right? And I told you guys time and time again how much Infinite means to me and meant to me over the years, and they have truly helped me, like, propel me in the way and for me to love and be so passionate about K-pop in the first place. But silence here. Two things that I can only think of. Number one, that is perfection. Number two, that is nostalgia. I love how nostalgic this song is from like the very beginning to the very end. I would even say I don't even get that many modern influences in this song. Like, even the singing is so something done, like it can't be done by every single group out there. It's like so uncommon to hear this kind of passion and drive, yet this free spiritedness all at once. All at once. And I told you guys time and time again how I'm sick and tired of really loud, in your face music. But then they proved me wrong. You know, both Drippin and I would say Golden Child proved me wrong this year because they had really in-your-face songs, but to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying? They were able to pull it off, so their title tracks wouldn't be too overbearing and too jarring. Now, staying on track here, Silence, I think this has a lot of longevity and replay value to it due to the amount of nostalgia I'm getting for this. Maybe it's not like hitting for you guys if you started K-pop in the same time period where Blackpink was starting to kick off and become viral, you know what I'm saying? But if you started way back in like Infinite Days, XO days, right? I would say that kind of time period, or like slightly after that, maybe you can actually relate with me in terms of this song, right? Or just simply familiar of Infinite and their song The Chaser, which is so iconic, such a masterpiece still to this day, and it is beyond. They were always ahead of the game per se, and I would say Infinite was always one step ahead. And this is what I kept saying about Drippin. I really hope people really dive into them more, and hopefully this particular release, this whole first full album did, and brought in more people into the fandom, because I just really want them to succeed, especially in that they're sort of continuing almost this legacy that is not fully out there, because it's not like the certain kind of like trend that's going out. It's like not in the new per se, and that's what I clearly was talking about with Chasarang and what they're doing right now, right? So Silence, I would say hooks, 10 out of 10. Longevity play value, as I mentioned, 10 out of 10. Production value, it's a 10 all around. Okay, there's nothing that's lacking in this song, I've got to say. And I think you can expect me to last minute put this on my top 22 B-sides of 2022, quite admittedly, right? Even though it seems like it has quite the standard kind of, I would say, arrangement to this song, I just can't help but I just can't help but appreciate and point out right now is that the production, the certain kind of nuances that are going on in the certain sections in this song are done so well, whether it's this sort of like xylophone, electronic kind of xylophone, or percussion work that's going on to give that sort of feel. I gotta go back and like break down from start to finish, honestly, piece by piece, from what I'm hearing, and really point out the members' parts that I absolutely love. Especially the bridge in this song, everyone. So let's just dive back into it right now. See what I'm saying? Like, there's this sort of colorful, fruity feel at the start of the song with this intro kicking off with Donghyun. I can't stand no more. I love this sort of snapping going on. See what I'm saying? The dragging of the lines, a little bit airy with it in terms of the delivery and the emphasis on the ends of the lines. You don't get that. You don't get that often. I love how we get a little bit of risers here leading into the pre-chorus, which I got shocked a lot hearing how this pre-chorus is being done in the first place. Build up with that snare drum and like maybe the roll down of the electric guitar or some like effect that has that electric guitar feel leading into that sound in that element in the back has screams the chaser. Okay, maybe it's not fully done like within the song The Chaser, but just hints of that add so much. And especially I love how melodic this chorus is, and yet there's this release of emotion that's pouring out right in silence here. And I said time and time again over the past months, and I would say couple of years, right, during the pandemic and all with these releases, I've been missing a really good chorus in any song, whether it's a title track or B-side. But in this case, it goes to show you can't go wrong with Drippin's, okay, choruses at all. Like, listen to this, everyone. Oh, Yun song. Even a bit of Alex. Dun 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 dun. I love these electronic elements with like sort of the skittering of the hi-hats with Dong in here. Lost in the dark. Man, this kind of delivery, like I can't emphasize it enough. The vocal direction in this was done to a T. It was it really matches for what is being done in terms of the production that's going on in this song, you feel me? And the overall movement to this song. So good. Yeah, you got me. You got me phased. You got me in a sort of a deja vu moment here, Yun song. Can we just appreciate though, like, I could be wrong, but like the amount of Mincio we got in this is pretty good, admittedly. Hear it out, that sort of electric guitar. Then that rudimental drum kit work, or the pittering and pattering. Oh yeah, it's most definitely an electric guitar, because what I'm hearing in the back here is that the churning of the electric guitar. And listen in the back. Boom. Just different chords going on there. There's a nice groove to it too. Oh, now we got like sort of more like fully like claps and sort of snaps. I could be wrong, but like this brief bridge, okay, it may be so brief and short in this song, but I love how it doesn't take away from the song, and it adds a little bit of contrast, just a tad bit, right? Stay with me here, just a tad bit, but not only that, it heightens our experience in this song. The emphasis there on the drum kit work. The ad-lib work. Ooh, Yup and Alex. That combo. Oh yeah, this is gonna be in the top 10. No way. Dun, 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 dun. Can't take the silence. Oh my goodness. I really hope Drippin does something like this in the future, and I would say go as far as possibly even a title track. Okay, I get why they ended up promoting this, and I'm so thankful and grateful that they ended up promoting this, as I was initially bringing up this song to check it out with you guys for the first time. It's crazy, okay? We're not even near the end of this full album, and we got a little 10 out of 10 B-side, at least in my personal kind of ranking, with my personal bias attached to it quite heavily, but also from an objective standpoint. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, because I consider both ends every time when I review any sort of kind of music on the channel here. But let's just dive into the next B-side now. So this next B-side is titled Monster. Now, I'm seeing Choi Bora from 153 Jumbas. We love to see it. A whole team that I appreciate a lot, taking part on a lot of my favorite K-pop artists and idols. But Choi Bora, if I recall correctly, took part on the likes of Killa by Mirai. Now, moving on to more so on the composing side, I'm seeing Garden, Album Norquest, who took part on SF9's Fanfare, which a song that I still love to this day. Got Kristen Marie, Petter Bjorlund Christensen, and Garden on the arrangement side. Okay, so I'll make sure to familiarize with the rest that I'm not too familiar with after this, if I end up loving this. But let's go. Okay, I'm getting quite a bit of rock elements so far with the drum kit work. Ooh. What? Ooh, Donghyun. What an interesting start to this song, I gotta say. I feel like we're gonna get that all-out angsty vibe in the chorus, possibly. We shall see. Oh, this song is so thrilling, yet fun with it. Verse 2. Okay, Alex. Yeonsang. Wow. The vocal work in this is really strong, yet well executed and sharp. I.N.O. What a final chorus here. Oh, and they bring it back together here. Dun, 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 dun. there's some riffs to this, admittedly, that got me reminiscent of like earlier rock classics in general and mainstream music. I can't really put my tongue on it. Let me see if I can search up the lyrics for the song that I'm thinking about. Is it in So What by Pink? Is it? I don't know. But either way, okay, Monster, okay, it really goes to show ya that, okay, yet again, Drippin can really come through and take the rock route. But not just in any other ordinary way. I could be totally wrong about this, but there's nothing within the K-pop scene that I've heard that really takes this kind of movement and approach to it. Especially with the pre-chorus, everyone. The pre-chorus goes to show us all that, hey, Drippin is not only really has great choruses, but their pre-choruses is something that you can always look forward to. Because their pre-choruses can also be mad catchy, right? It can be so mad catchy, the likes of Alex, if I recall correctly. I feel like this is a very, per se, unhinged kind of song, all out daring mentality to it. If there hasn't been a performance of this song deserves somewhat of a kind of a performance to it, because this really hits. And keep in mind, right, I told you guys in the past before, in general reviews and reactions, that I don't totally mess with songs that are this short in duration, but I feel like, considering what I was hearing, what was being done within the sections, it didn't need an extra verse in this. It wouldn't hurt, but I'm glad that it's not too long, yet it's not too short. You feel me, right? It's not overly repetitive by any means. So let's just dive back into it, and of course I'll break things down slowly but surely here. Hey! It has a I'm gonna start a fight. La 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 la. You see what I'm saying in terms of the riff work, the overall breakdown? But all in all, what I'm getting, I can totally feel that influence, considering who's working behind the scenes on this one. The lyrics, really well done. The overall composition and song structure of this song, really, really well done. Ooh. This pre-chorus though, it just builds it up. I just thought, we can be stopped. Oh, I love that all-out mentality by Alex at the end of the pre-chorus, and then it leads into really loud, but to a certain extent, but I just love it. I love it, right? It's very unhinged, very all out, right? You're criminal. I just love that you're criminal moment there. I don't think it's the same member that's doing it. I think it switches it up later on when the chorus gets hit again. I'm gonna have to double check here during the second listen, but Yun-song. I'm gonna start a fight. It's just in my mind, just a pattern of it. And I've said it time and time again, the rap line in Drippin, always phenomenal. And in terms of their rap lines that they have, they know what to do. You know, they know how to approach the track. And whoever is guiding them on these songs and doing the vocal direction really are familiar of their capabilities and what they can truly do, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta give it to everyone behind the scenes. Every time, Alex. The strumming. Yeah, the guitar work. The mixture of different guitars in this was so cool. Just the tropes, this sort of roller coaster feeling that I'm getting with the vocal work. Oh my goodness, it's to die for. It's almost like this sort of like storytelling moment in this bridge. You know what I'm trying to say here? Where's that electric bass guitar, that bass guitar in the works? The combination of these different two guitars is... whew. It works. And how the members play off each other. Very unpredictable, but so satisfying. Ooh, I love the "you're a monster, oh you're a monster," and then we get "monster, monster" in the back in terms of the background vocals. It really makes me wonder, though, like, what is the next track gonna be? Is it gonna be even more all out from this, or they're gonna take it back a little bit, a notch? So, hey, let's just dive into the next B-side now. So this next song is titled Home. Now, I'm not too familiar with anyone working behind the scenes on this particular track, but I'm seeing Sun by Very Goods, a team that I'm starting to familiarize myself with new and upcoming releases here and there, and releases that I've heard already from the team. But let's just dive into it now. Oh my goodness, the piano work. I didn't expect this to come through after the previous song. Hold up. Okay, so this is definitely taking the ballad route so far. Straight chills. Aww. This song definitely got me in my feels. Scattered pieces of my heart gathered together. Oh, 성예는 진호 though. But also, I feel like the song's about persevering and being hopeful. Ooh, 장혁. Oh, that's electronic drum kit work though. The string work. Yes. Woo.
I'm coming home. Oh, oh.
What a beautiful ballad, yet meaningful, and it really gets you in the feels at the same time, but not your typical standard kind of ballad too, I would have to say. You don't get this kind of quality of ballads anymore, and in general, you don't get ballads as often. Let's be real here. The frequency is more common in OSTs, and especially you don't get it a lot in title tracks, right? I do come from a time period when I started K-pop. We actually had some more mellow, tuned down ballad or pop ballads in terms of title tracks, and a lot of evidence there is having the likes of Winner's Debut, the likes of B2B, the likes of Block B, I would say even B1A4, right? And I'm getting all of those feels all at once in Home here, right? Very consoling. It feels like a warm hug. It feels it's hopeful, especially the lines of dreams still come true. And then the very end of the line, I'm coming home. That I'm coming home line. Ooh, it's so clever how they did it like that, right? I just love how it wraps up in the chorus like that. But then it builds up slowly but surely for such a soaring climax of a moment nearing the end of the song, am I right? So all in all, this was really well executed, very well vocally directed and yeah, you get to appreciate their vocals a lot in this one compared to the other ones. I'm not saying the other ones like, oh, there's not many vocal moments to cherish, but this one is a special song without a doubt. So let's just dive back into it. Oh, love that piano work. I mean, is it just me, or is it like Drippin? It just seems like majority of their songs, especially as of recently, where they have matured themselves as a group, matured their concepts a lot, that they're really giving off and rubbing off like early gen vibes. Like I mentioned, the likes of Infinite and the likes of these other boy groups that I mentioned specifically for Home here. Yeah, I just love it, and I really hope they continue something like that in the next era, right? Oh, the string work. This is why time and time again, if there's one thing that I don't want K-pop to do is to just release orchestral work. Like, just please keep the strings, whether it's epic timpani drums, right? Certain kind of orchestral instruments in songs still to this day. Don't make everything so digital and electronic heavily. And thankfully, it hasn't been like that quite heavily, right? We get some orchestral influenced songs here and there, and I just love how Home has this kind of string work between the piano. Anxiety of being alone is getting deeper, jeez. And I said it time and time again, Yunsong, right? I like whoever was like his vocal coach, right? Or the academy or the team that's behind his voice that he is able to build over time to this point is absolutely incredible. It's absolutely incredible. The emotion within the delivery, it sticks. You can connect with his vocal work and feel it out, right? I love that electronic drum kit work. It's lightly being done. But this emotional release that I'm getting from Minseon and Hyup, right? Ooh, I just love how there's this sort of breakthrough moment in the chorus here. A little bit of hi-hat work on the side. I believe in the days we'll be together. Ooh, and the ooh, you hear that? The background vocal work at the end of the line of I'm Coming Home by I.N.O. I would say there's even that upright bass work. Like, I'm getting different levels of string work in this, different kind of string instruments all at once. I wouldn't even be surprised if that is the case. Different layers of strings being done in terms of the production in this song. Man, I feel like I'm almost in a K-drama. Jeez. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Yes! Every time. Now, where do I want to go and fast forward here? Probably... Oh yeah, right here. I found it. No more snaps. Ooh, the emphasis. A little bit of snaps though still. But that emphasis with these chords on the piano, so... It's incredible. It's so beautiful with Yunsong here. Very delicate. It's that electronic drum kit work, the snare. Yup. How they work off each other yet sing together simultaneously. I'm not talking about all the members, just a few members here and there. I'm coming home. Yes, yes. Okay, even though I find it, like, quite unpredictable to get home right after the previous track, I love this song so much. As I said in the past before, I love me more than a good ballad. I'm a sucker for really well executed ballads, but let's just get into the next track now, shall we? So this next B-side is titled Utopia. Now, I'm seeing Stardust pretty much everywhere in terms of the credits for Utopia here. We love to see it. Stardust has worked with Golden Child quite heavily, and Willem artists as a whole and idols, I've got to say, the likes of Fireworks by Rocket Punch that I still love to this day, and as well as Obliviate by, of course, Lovelyz. Missing that girl group still to this day, quite admittedly, but yeah. Without further ado, let's go into Utopia now. Ooh. I love this kind of piano keyboard work. Oh. Oh, right away. Whoa, what is this pre-chorus here? It's starting to become very hard-hitting almost. Build up with that snare drum, electronic work in the back. Some horns here. Boom, boom, yeah. Has a great kind of energy and tempo to it, I've gotta say. Oh, Alex! Yeah, I can't get enough of the horns, but this verse too, excellent. Yeah, these kind of hollowed out snare drums, just building up. Very electronic heavy kind of song. Yup. He continues this, like, impress me, I should say. La 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 la, yeah. I can totally sense Stardust's influence on this, for sure. The sort of slinky guitar work. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, what a cool outro. I think the outro was quite the surprise and a great wrap up to this song. Not gonna lie, I don't think this is anything out of the box and ordinary. Like, this is pretty standard kind of influence and route that any boy group can take. But what I really appreciate in terms of Stardust being on this as a whole is how well executed this is production wise, right? I don't sense anything lacking, yet there's some moments where there were unpredictable. I wouldn't say not an entirety song, which is completely fine, but that verse 2 and that, especially before that with the verse 1, was really cool. And then the outro, I think those are my 3 favorite parts in the song. And I guess this really makes sense of why Home was before this. Like, I'll go in and talk about that more quite heavily when we wrap up this album review, obviously. But I think one thing that I would like even more, preferably in my own kind of taste and preference, is a little bit of a longer bridge would have added to the song even more, I've got to say. Aside from that, right? Oh my goodness, all the members, without a doubt, carrying their own weight upon this. So I want to point out verse 1 right away, which is obviously at the start of the song. Like, it doesn't take time to kick off, right? Which I appreciate a lot. There's these, like, keyboard piano chords being played, sometimes used in house music, but a lot in electronic dance tracks. Certain electronic plucks. Dun, dun. I love how the snare and kick work with Yeonsang here is being done around him, you know what I'm saying? Like, the timing of it is really cool. Yeah, just this entirety of this verse 1 is really cool with that kick snare work and the electronic element there. Very like pot and pan tickling of the hi-hat work here. I would say 808 cowbell, I feel like, right here. Hold. Dung dung. Like, I think there's a steel pan or that kind of 808 cowbell work being done there. Now, even though, like, most of these moments, like, you can kind of predict of how it'll play out, which is not really bad or necessarily good, right? I do dig the vocal delivery. The vocal delivery, it sticks with what's being done in terms of what's going on in the song, right? So it really complements all the members. Still up here. I love it. The horns and all. Dun, dun, dun. Hyup and Yeonsang out to get me, ain't that right? Quite the Hyup heavy song, ain't it, right? And then we move on to verse 2 with Alex and Donghyun. It's so cool, yet playful in some moments. Proposing a question at the end there. And also, let me bring it to here. Yeah, this post-chorus, admittedly, I'm glad that this song has a post-chorus after the fact, after the chorus. It adds more depth to the song and adds more textures to the song. Gives us a brief break of what's currently going on. And then we got this bridge here. It doesn't take time to lift off back into the chorus, right? So, yeah, I just wish, right? Maybe I don't know how you can get a more of a prolonged bridge now that I think of it, considering the overall length to this song is more lengthy than usual by any ordinary K-pop song, right? I do love that catchy aspect to it with the la la la. There's a little bit of sing-alongable factors as a whole. So all in all, a really solid song, like an 8.5 I've got to say. But let's just dive into the next B-side now. So this next track is titled Deja Vu. Now, I'm seeing Jisoo from Lala Studio take part on the lyrics for this. And then on the composing and arrangement side, we got Stardust. Yet again, we love to see it. Okay, so it makes me wonder, how is this gonna play out comparatively from the previous track? Okay, so let's go. Ooh, distinctive snapping here with a rhythm guitar and bass guitar. Very slow burn feel to it. Oh, okay, Donghyun. I didn't expect a bit of rap here in verse 1. Oh, the strings here. You got me here. Ooh. Very alluring, I feel like. Is that a kazoo with... What's going on, everyone? Wow, even the rap moments in this just stick to ya. Very skin tight kind of feel. But these strings, how the strings were done in this, absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, like, I feel like horns, sorry I paused it, but horns and a bit of like a ring of a kazoo or sort of some sort of percussion instrument. It's done in this sort of like creeping kind of manner, you know what I'm saying? Ooh! The delivery of Any More. I wouldn't say it's like in this kind of sinister kind of manner, but wow, it's mad addictive. Shinsu? What is this bridge? Literally one of my favorite bridges of this album review. Ruin me, swallow me. Wow. Ooh, the brass work, not just the horns. Okay, bit of bass here. That is so cool. Yet again, I love how the post-chorus is done as an outro to wrap up the song with the extra oomph with the bass work. With the anymore, ooh, 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 anymore. It's just the anymore into the ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, mad catchy, everyone. And yet again, that verse 2, ooh, really well done. As much as that verse 1 was in this particular song comparably to the previous song, like the quality is just so on par and you could sense that influence. But with that verse 1, it was really unexpected to get a bit of that, a little bit of rap by Donghyun himself, am I right? And then Yeonsang just setting it up for the rest of the song with that brief pre-chorus is something that I'm always gonna wait for in this song because I just love his brief moment in the pre-chorus. So I think my three favorite parts is definitely verse 1, the pre-chorus. But now that I think about it, I was talking about the bridge earlier. I think the bridge adds nice contrast to the song. It doesn't take away anything that's going on in the song by any means. So let's just dive back into it right away. Basically, there's this bass guitar and there's the snapping, and then lighter guitar, like a rhythm guitar going on, which is pretty cool. And I would say the percussion, wow, it is out of this world in this one, whether it's like a kazoo or some like a wood, how do I say it, like a wood block with like grooves in it, you know what I'm saying, like sliding up and down in some moments. I love that sort of dramatic sound effect or string work that's transcending like that in brief moments in the song. Adds so much to it. 사라져. I love how it adds more of a dramatic effect and feel to it with this pre-chorus by I.N.O song. I can't emphasize this enough. This pre-chorus may seem so brief with it, but it really sets up and alley-oops the chorus so well in this. Yet again, the passion, and I can't emphasize that enough with all the members, whether it's in the rap or the vocal work. Let's dive into verse 2, though. Let's see here. It's right here. Yeah. Doesn't take time to get into verse 2, huh? No, that's a string word I'm talking about again. As time goes by, you get very violent. Jeez, Alex. Man, the charisma. Ooh, truly shows. There's that mysterious feel, but there's that deja vu, like a bit of familiarity feel that I'm getting in this song, right? When we dive into the chorus, from the pre-chorus into the chorus. So that overall transition and connection from the pre-chorus and the chorus, whew, it's everything, literally. Now let's dive into the bridge. Like Mincio, oh my goodness. Thank you for letting Mincio come through with this. Even a bit of some rap during the bridge. Not only verse 1, but the bridge as well. Unbelievable. It was that moment, you know, they played with us, and even this post-chorus. The hard-hitting bass with the horns, with added some other brass instruments. Maybe even a trumpet up there, a bit in the back. So good. Okay, if I were to pick, you know, a clear favorite between the previous one and this one with Deja Vu, definitely Deja Vu, clearly, I think. I don't know about you guys, but Deja Vu, one of my favorite songs off of this album so far. But let's just dive into the next B-side now. So this next song is titled Escape. Not too familiar with everyone working behind the scenes in this particular track, but I'll make sure to familiarize with everyone after this, but let's go. Oh! Loving the attitude with this intro for this song. Very fun with it. Maybe I'm getting a bit of second gen vibes in this one as well. But definitely with some modern influences. What? What is this pre-chorus with I.N.O? The bass line of this song is so slick and cool. Love the whistling too in the song. Yup. Whoa! What? 808 bass? Trap percussion in verse 2. Alex. Yeah, definitely that combination of old school and new school influences in this. Man, this song slaps. What? Good song. Snare drum. No way. He's gonna hold it? No way. Yeah, huh? Man, yup, on this song. Oh, love Changuk there. There's quite a bit to process of what happened in this song, especially with that verse 2. I don't know how I should feel about that verse 2, okay? Like, the execution is there. Alex shocked me a lot during that moment. And I would say especially in other moments in the song. But it's like, okay, it's quite contrast in the song. I don't think it necessarily adds to the song, but not necessarily fully takes away from the song, you know? I'm trying to say here, sometimes when you have that kind of contrasting verse 2s, it can be very hit or miss, but for some reason I feel very on the fence about this verse 2. I think it's gonna be a grower in terms of that moment in the song, but aside from that, the intro, how fun and happy-go-lucky it was at the start. I just love how it set the tone for the remaining what's about to go down in the song, I should say. Right, with the heavy ad-lib work, with the yeah and hey and all, and extra emphasis on the ends of the lines. I think it was truly well done, especially when you hear it at the end of the song with the final chorus and that refrain that we got. That was really, really well done after the bridge in this song here. But I want to dive back into it right away because I'm still processing of what I heard in this. But yup, okay, Yunsong, they outdid themselves truly yet again. And Alex, I like the kind of moments that Alex gets on the end of the lines in this song, if I recall correctly.
Let's go.
Like this intro too, it just has that earlier gen feel to it. Right, you know what I'm trying to say here? And then later on, once we got in verse 1, I'm like, yeah, with some modern influences.
Come on.
I love the strumming here. Very easy to listen to. Hey! It may seem so simple, but it adds so much to the line. And then end of here, Neuron, and like the end of the lines here by Alex with his deep husky voice. Woo! But every time when this bass line happens, right, they keep on running at the start of this chorus, it's worth the wait, it's worth the while, you know, and gets you into a nice groove of things. It makes you want to dance along. Almost forgot that the whistling and then everyone comes together. So come and rock your body. You just can't help but dance along to this song. You can't tell me you can't dance to the song. Has a nice rhythm, yeah. There we go. I didn't expect this. I guess the takeoff transitions into this 808 and trap percussion work that you tend to hear a lot in hip-hop influenced K-pop tracks. Yeah, I think it sticks. It doesn't necessarily add a lot to the song, but it works. And then the whistling becomes very more like mysterious almost. It's different now though in terms of the whistling or these like electronic like effect samples. They sure went hard in the paint though. Now let me transition into the later part of the song. So good. I really love this bridge here that's going on. It's a bridge that definitely more than sticks. It adds more to the song comparably to the verse 2. That passion. I love how relentless and non-stop that kind of delivery is by Hyuk. He adds a bit there too. It's like Alex is the hype man in this song. If I were to point it out, you know how some like hip hop artists and rappers have like a hype man behind the scenes on a stage or something like that, or a crew. It's fun to think about it in that kind of way with Alex on this particular track. Got it going on, they sure do, but let's just dive into the next track now. So this next song is titled Champion, and I'm seeing a stacked credit lineup here for Champion, okay? We got Andy Love. Andy Love has worked with the likes of Super M quite heavily. David Amber, I've said it time and time again, has worked on Love Bomb by From His 9, my #1 favorite girl group out there. The likes of Good Boy by Everglow. And we got Hwang Yibin even. She's from Very Good. It's a great team that I'm familiarizing myself with. But Hwang Yibin, she has took part on the likes of Tiger Inside by Super M. I think even Jopping, The Eve by XO, as well as other great tracks that I do enjoy still to this date. But let's go. Ooh. This has like a very mystical feel to it. Ooh. I'm loving this already. That bass line though. Ooh, I like Mincio in this moment. Really suits him. Ooh, that guitar work though, with the drums, build up. Ooh, it definitely sounds like a fighting type of song, like going to war, but almost like it could be done for like a historic K-drama. Ooh, very triumphant with it, yeah, in terms of the feel. I love the piano work here too in the back. A Young song with this verse too. You would expect rap, but just how it's fully melodic like this is so cool. There's that electric guitar again. I.N.O. Oh, the string work, the orchestral work. What? This is like anything I've heard of. Like, it's not common to hear something like this. Oh, hold up. It's getting quite dark with it, I feel like. What? Alex. Okay. It's more epic here. Dun-dun-dun. It's more tense. Woohoo! That's what I was waiting for. This song just keeps on elevating and elevating into the final chorus, obviously. Love the confidence and most importantly the triumphant feel to it. Yeah, there's that keyboard piano work. Dun, dun. I love the amount of like orchestral and rock elements we got in this. Like, it goes to show you, I wanted to hold off and not talk about the range until the very end of this video, but I'm gonna briefly talk about it now. It's like, wow, we not only got one rock influenced song, but we got like 3, if I recall correctly, including Champion up until this point. And that is so cool, and considering what they've done with other tracks, whether it's a dance track, right, or whether it's a full-on ballad, they're more than capable of doing that, and they just don't do it in a standard kind of manner. Clearly here with Champion, like the only other group that I think that can truly pull off something like this is Kingdom, obviously, which has like everything surrounded in terms of their music is orchestral work and that sort of historical kind of theme and concept to it of course, with all the kings and the members in that particular group. But staying more on track here, indeed, this has that historical OST feel for some historical K-drama, and there's that overflowing confidence and triumphant and sheer epicness that I love in this song. So the mixture of the orchestral work and the rock work really sticks everyone. And I don't think there's any loose ends. It's good amount in length. It's actually more lengthy than your usual song. Nothing's repetitive by any means, yet that verse 2 was quite the surprise. You'd think, you know, Alex and Donghyun with that bridge would be within verse 2, but they didn't hit us until that work harder, train harder moment with Alex in the bridge, which was pretty cool, honestly. It was unexpected, but it works, right? It works. And we'll go back into it right away. Bit of the string work in the back with this piano. There's that burning passion and fire that I automatically hear from Yunsung, and I think he sets what's about to happen in this song, which is really cool. This bass line, though, it may seem so simple, but I feel like it is part of the backbone to the song, quite admittedly. Woo. Build it up here. Woo. The extra emphasis at the end of the line there with the drum kit work, though, really well done. Dun, dun, dun. I love how that transitions, though, into the post-chorus. Like, it's crazy how Junho, like, elevates himself here with his vocal work to the point where I'll be a champion works, right? And just to put it out there in general, it's pretty cool to listen and hear out any K-pop song or a song in the K-pop scene by any respective group, idol, or artist, where, sure, you might predict that the word champion will be quite heavily done in the chorus of this song, but it's not. It's more heavily done in the post-chorus. And there's this sort of like, this is why another part, not only like how the piano's being done, it's the vocal work, especially in verse 2 here. It's this sort of storytelling kind of delivery that gets me engaged in that sort of historical fight kind of feel to it. Jungkook, though, man, I love, honestly, all his moments in each and every song, even in the brief moments. Like, I really dig him in this era. I just want to hear this out again, where Junho elevates his vocal work. And then this was so surprising to get this moment. I feel like it leads really well into the climax of a moment, which is obviously the final chorus, right? It just feels like there's this sort of grindset mindset feel, like, oh, they're in a fight, they're in the battle right now.
Harder, fight harder, gotta go all in, work harder, train harder, fight harder, gotta go all in.
Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun. I love that sort of dramatic feel it provides with the string work here.
Train harder, fight harder, gotta go all
This is rush. Building up with the epic drums. 당연. All for this climax of a moment. But it's really cool with that ad-lib work by Hyup, right? Champion! I'll be a champion! Literally my second favorite B-side on this album, and then there's silence. I think that's the right way to put it, unless the next track, which if I recall correctly is the last track to this album, changes my mind completely. So hey, with that being said, let's get into the final track and then I'll wrap things up here. So this final track is titled When I'm With You. Not too familiar with everyone working behind the scenes for this one, but I'm really interested in how this is gonna wrap up the album. Is it gonna be all out, or is it gonna be more sentimental or lighthearted with it, which I tend to expect by all Willem groups and artists, right? Under Willem in any album review that I do. So let's go. Sort of this vibraphone, xylophone going on here. Definitely light with it. Lighthearted, yeah. Okay. There's quite a bit of warmth and sweetness to this song, I'm gotta say. Speaking of sweetness, we get this house piano work here during the chorus. That snare drum work. Woo! There's definitely some house influence in this one. On a pop track. Whoa, Juno! Oh, I love how Hyup carried it on. Maybe a cowbell. I love how Alex can switch from a low voice to something light like this in terms of delivery. Woo. Some vocal effect work or layering in this moment too, which is cool. But the you, oh, it's so refreshing. The delivery of you. Is it you? Is it you gonna continue? Yeah! Wow. How they're utilizing their high register for this is everything. What a sweet, lighthearted song to wrap up this album. It's gonna get me thinking more of like, is the track listing laid out in the most perfect kind of manner, or think about it more and try to connect it with the title track, of course, for this era. But When I'm With You, okay, I love how it kicks off, feel good vibes. It provides that sort of warm hug that I tend to describe like these lighthearted type of songs, but it's just so wholesome and sweet and warm as a whole. I've got to say, nothing too upbeat, nothing too slow in tempo, and I think this song has like a nice happy medium to it. Am I right? But let me actually wrap it up here, okay? I don't think I have a lot to say other than like how the members really work off each other so well in this, and the When I'm With You, every time that line gets delivered, I just feel so sweet inside. But to wrap things up, okay, I gotta say, this is a masterpiece of an album, and as I mentioned earlier, the range that Drippin has shown is incredible. If we think about how I.N.O sets up this album, but not only that, lays it up into the one, it's done so well thanks to Talk of New Type. And then we get into Silence, literally one of my favorite B-sides of this year upon first and second listen, and that goes to show you the power that Silence has, thanks to Kim Taeyoung, KZ, and BO on that literal 10 out of 10 masterpiece, I've got to say. And I think Monster was one of the other tracks that was really unexpected to take that sort of rock influence route. Home very gets you in the feels, and it has that second gen vibes. Speaking of second gen vibes, almost forgot to mention, right? Silence, right? The Chaser influence by Infinite, right? I love how we got that in Silence, the nostalgia in Silence. But Home, right? It got me that fully second gen vibes in terms of full up ballad, right? With the piano work, if I recall correctly. Utopia, I really admire that song and appreciate it's like a style that Drippin can truly do well. Nothing too groundbreaking with that song, I gotta admittedly, so that's why it's not one of my top favorite echelon in tracks in terms of this particular album compared to the other tracks. But then Utopia, ooh, I really love, well, not Utopia, into the next track with Deja Vu, right? Deja Vu, where Stardust also took part on the composing and arrangement side, but with Jisoo. That song with Deja Vu, I feel like we got a little bit of everything more so, right? And it's more of a slow burn, alluring type of song, I've got to say. Escape, it surprised me as well. And then Champion, I think Champion is my second favorite, and it makes so much sense how stacked it is in terms of the composing, arrangement, and the lyrics with the likes of Hwang Yubin. That song, it has that historical, triumphant feel to it, yet we get a tad bit of rock influence in that song, and you don't get that kind of music very often. Okay, the only other boy group, like I mentioned, is Kingdom, obviously. Then, to wrap it up, When I'm With You, very sweet, lighthearted with it. It provides a warm hug, and I think it wraps up this album where it doesn't make us feel sad nor like, super hyper energetic. Like, it gives us that satisfying kind of feeling. So I guess it works in one way or the other, right? So all in all, if I were to name my favorite B-sides on this album in order, it is Silence being my favorite one, then it would be Champion, then it would be Home, because man, oh man, I'm sucker for ballads that are not ordinary or like typical structure wise being done. Okay, I would be Home third, and then I would go Deja Vu, and then it's hard to play something, I would say Escape with When I'm With You, and then last but not least with Utopia. And then intro track is I don't want to say it's just an intro track, but I love how it kicks off this album, right? You get me? So yeah, you can't go wrong with the intro tracks by Drippin. I think considering there's a lot of familiarity with majority of the singer-songwriters, composers, and all on this album, I really dig majority of these tracks and absolutely loved, I should say. And then there was some sides where, oh, I like hearing this side to Drippin'. So the range truly shows a little bit more experimental, a lot of familiarity, but also unexpected things that we would never think that we would get from Drippin' or to this day, considering how the trends are going for K-pop. And that's clear with Silence, that's clear with Champion, and that's clear with Home, obviously, right? And we get that sort of modern and I would say old school influence, new school and old school influence here and there in this album. So we get a little bit of everything, right? And I can't even imagine, right, what Drippin' is gonna do and how they're gonna grow as a group in terms of their signature sound and their discography further on in the future, considering that they dropped this and the previous releases as well that I absolutely admired time and time after. Again, the consistency, the work ethic is there, and the details are shown. Now, I think the one side to me is I really do hope the likes of Alex or some of the members like get into the works of things in the future. It's not always necessary, right? But added on that, I feel like you got an unstoppable force, right? Just here and there, because I noticed not on this necessarily this album, but in the future it can most definitely happen, right? So aside from that, right, this is a clear 10 out of 10 for me, or a 9.5 out of 10 for me. Literally my favorite EP by Drippin'. It's gonna be really difficult to top, but then again, Drippin' has always been setting the bar for themselves, as well as Golden Child, Infinite in the past before, Quan Eun-bi, you name it, right? You name it. And yeah, other than that, be sure to like, share, maybe subscribe, as it helps out the channel so much. It just warms my heart connecting with y'all about Drippin' in the comment section down below. Be sure to let me know your clear, distinct favorites, but I'm sure some of you guys may have a couple favorites, and then everything's just tied neck and neck because the quality in this album is just so rich in sound and has shown a lot of diversity and range. But take care. Yeah, this has been Garrison. See you in the next album review. And obviously in that ranking video, 2 different ranking videos, with that, I'm probably going to add in Drippin' for both and possibly Golden Child as well. But take care and peace.